All right, hey guys, welcome back to the Cedar podcast. This is episode 9, which is going to focus on job hunting. So, job hunting is actually, before I get into that, so next week we're going to have a guest speaker on the show. I keep mentioning this because I want to remind you guys, to get excited for that. We're going to have our first guest speaker. It's been quite the journey. We're going to hit the double digits of the podcast. And I'm excited. But now, without further ado, let's begin with episode 9, which is about job hunting. So, job hunting is a struggle. It's a struggle for many people nowadays, okay? Because many people want to find a job that allows them to have this work-life balance. It's very important for some people to have this work-life balance. Because, well, let's face it, life is very hectic. Life can get very hectic very quickly. And so you need to organize yourselves, you need to manage your time, manage your life to find that right work-life balance. But that's not all. Some people want a job for different reasons. Some people might want to have a job to get money, to make money. Others might want to have a job for career progression. You don't want to just stay at that as an intern your whole life. You want to work your way up in the career hierarchy. You want to go to the mid-level positions, and then finally you will reach those top-level managerial positions that you've always wanted, CEO, and so on. For other people, it feels like it's the right thing to do, to have a job, in that life progression criteria. So what do I mean by that? Well, you go to school, go to university, you get a job, and so on. You follow this progression criteria instead of, just sitting at home doing nothing. And lastly, some people want a job they want to have a purpose in life. So you don't want to just sit at home doing nothing. Let's say you have a master's degree in chemical engineering. Are you just going to do nothing with that degree? No, you want to make sure that degree that you have has merit, that it's used for something. So there are many reasons of why people want a job. Money, career progression, to have a purpose in life, okay, because it's the right thing to do, and there are many more. But anyways, now this episode is going to give you some tips and tricks on how to job hunt effectively, efficiently. Now, I'm still job hunting as of today, as of the 24th of March. I'm still looking for a job. I've had offers and interviews, but I'm still looking for that right opportunity. Okay? So hopefully you can learn a lot from what I did. Maybe I can inspire you to work harder on finding a job and so on. Okay? So, tip number 1. Now, this is not going to be a list format, an episode that is in a list, because I've done a lot of those, so, let's change it up a bit. So, we're just going to go with what I did. Number 1, work on refining your resume /CV. I'm just going to say resume from now on. Okay? Work on refining it. You have to continuously update your resume on a monthly or even weekly basis. You shouldn't just make one resume, one size fits all, that's it, and leave it. No, you should continuously update it. Make sure to perfect it. Make sure to strive to perfect it. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but continuously work on it. Alright? And don't do it every day. Do it once a month. I like to do it once a month. Okay? Resume as of January, as of February, as of March, etc. The next tip is to use different resources. Now, when you're trying to find a job, what do you think of? You think of job portals, right? You think of these job websites, these job hunting websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, and so on. But you need to remember that there are tons of resources out there, and not just these typical job portals / job boards. So you have your typical job websites such as LinkedIn, Indeed. You also have websites that are dedicated to startup companies. Now, some of you might not want to work in a startup company because usually this means that not a lot of experience, the salary might not be that high. So, different strokes for different folks. But there is a website that one of my friends recommended to me. It's called Angel List. It is a website dedicated just for startup companies. So if you would like to work in a startup company, or if you are an owner or a founder of a startup company, then you can go check out that website. I've used it in the past, and it's all right. I've gotten tons of offers from that website, and maybe you will too. So other resources you can use. You have recruitment agencies, such as Michael Page, in Dubai, or Robert Half. These recruitment agencies are all set up to help you to connect employer with employee. Typically, these job portals / job boards, it's just a giant web of opportunities. But these recruitment agencies, you give them your email, and they send you opportunities that are tailored to you, and so on. So you can check those out. Just go to Google, type in recruitment agencies or best recruitment agencies, and the world's your oyster. You can find a lot. Another resource you can use, is social media. Social media platforms such as Facebook are very, very useful. Why am I mentioning social media? Well, recently I've started going on Facebook, and I went and looked for groups. For example, let's say I want to get a job in Dubai. I just type in Dubai jobs, and I join all of the groups. And what I do in those groups is that I make a post saying that I would like to relocate there, blah, blah, blah. Now, in the first post, within an hour of me posting on Facebook, I've already gotten like 6 comments, giving me advice, helping me out. On job portals such as LinkedIn, it takes forever to get a reply. And that's why I'm going to take a break from LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever, and just use Facebook for the time being. I'm going to use Facebook for 1 month and see what I get. I've had people tell me in the comments, hey, send me your CV. I want to see it. So maybe they can help me fix my CV. Maybe my CV is already good for them, so they give me a job. You never know what happens. But the response I've been getting on Facebook, personally, is much better than the response I'm getting elsewhere. So look into it. Go on Facebook, check out these groups. Jobs in Canada. There are groups for everything. All you have to do is just, search. And another resource you can use, and this is the last one we're going to talk about, are your friends. You can ask friends to help you. For example, you're on LinkedIn, you see one of your friends from school, you haven't spoken to them in a while, and they have their tagline under their name. It says hiring. So why don't you reach out to them and ask them, do they have any opportunities suitable for your credentials, your academic qualifications, your professional qualifications, what have you. So don't feel ashamed. You can ask your friends to help you. We all need help these days. You shouldn't feel embarrassed or ashamed to ask for help. So, I'm going to summarize these. So far, I'm going to summarize what I said. By the way, I'm going to start doing this in every episode just so that if you haven't really been paying that much attention, this is a summary to make your life much easier. So, we talked about working on refining your resume, continuously update it. We talked about using different resources to find jobs and not just your typical job boards. So you have LinkedIn, Indeed. Those are good, but you have other resources that you have to take advantage of. Recruitment agencies, social media platforms such as Facebook. I haven't tried looking elsewhere. Personally, I haven't tried other social media platforms. I've only tried Facebook. But if Facebook works, then maybe, Instagram might work. Just let me know in the comments if you know of any others that worked for you. And lastly, you have to, you can ask your friends to help you. Don't feel ashamed, okay? We all need help these days. And who knows, it might just be the best decision you ever made in your life. Maybe they did get you a job. Anyways, now, it is important, by the way, it's time to wrap up the episode. It's going to be a shorter episode today because, well, I honestly don't know. I don't know. I need to prepare more for these episodes, but I feel like what I said has some significance. So let's just leave it at that. Lastly, I want to remind you to please pay attention to your mental health, okay? I've been hunting for jobs for quite a while, and sometimes it takes a toll on my mental health, and I should not let that happen. Don't let job hunting bring you down, okay? You are stronger than that. Sometimes I feel down or upset, but I keep reminding myself that I am not alone in looking for a job. It's now harder than ever to maintain a job, let alone have one. Just remember to stay focused, and you need to hunt smarter, not harder. And this also relates to when you do get a job. A lot of people focus on working hard, but they tire themselves out in the end. They get burned out. So don't do that. Work smarter, not harder. This is honestly one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you, and I've been living by this, for a long time now. Work smarter, not harder. Anything you can do in life, let's say changing a tire, work smarter on changing that tire for your car, not harder. Make your life simpler. Find a simple solution. Don't try to find the solution that will make you all stressed out and so on. Okay? Keep life simple. But anyways, I think that's all I have to say for now. So stay tuned for next week. We're going to have a guest speaker. It's going to be exciting. I'm still trying to find out how the format of the guest speaker episodes. Am I going to keep them the same as they are now? Or whatever. I'll manage that. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This has been episode 9. Stay tuned for episode 10, the double digits. I'm excited. Look forward to it. And I'll see you in the next episode with the guest speaker. See you then.